I'm president of CUPE Local 15 in Vancouver, which is a multi-sector local. In Vancouver, CUPE 15 is in the summertime 9,000 plus members. This time of year, about 7,500. We service City of Vancouver, Park Board, School Board, Vancouver Coastal Health sites in Richmond, North Vancouver and Vancouver. Also University of Emily Carr, Langara College, Vancouver Art Gallery, Vancouver Museum, Vancouver Maritime Museum, Museum of Science, and of course multiple community centers in Vancouver. So I was approached about 3 years ago by the City of Richmond to come and speak at their annual Black History Month event. And I did that for the City of Richmond twice, and that's really how I got started. It took a while for people to realize that, oh wait a minute, there's a Black person in this labor movement for one of the larger unions in Vancouver, or locals in Vancouver. We could actually see if he'd be interested in speaking. So that's really how it started for me. Oftentimes I'm asked, what's it like to be Black? What's it like to be a Black leader? Which like to be just a Black person of color in our society? And what I want people to walk away with most often is, what's it like to be white, right? The dominant culture in our society. And I think people find that they don't actually think about it. Whereas if you're a person of color, a Black person in this country, you think about it every day. And it can be daunting, especially when you're young, as it was for you as a young man. Unfortunately, I had a strong family background, strong union leadership in my family, so I was able to navigate it. But that's the question, what's it like to be, right? And it can be, what's it like to be Chinese? What's it like to be Japanese? What's it like to be East Asian? What's it like to be a person with a disability? It can be anything. Unless you're in that group, you don't think about it. So I think we'll go, what's it like to be a woman? Right? So that's the dominant question I think I'd like people to walk away with. All of us that are part of that are active in the labor movement, it's kind of like preaching to the choir. You would think. I mean, we still have a long way to go within our own people, within our own movement. But the bonus of it is it's a huge networking system, and through that we are able to, as we have over a century now, been able to influence government decision makers, our politicians, to change, our living conditions, working conditions, etc., in our society as a whole. My uncle Lee Williams, for instance, was a sleeping car porter for Canadian National Railway, and his brother, my uncle Roy, was a sleeping car porter for Canadian Pacific Railways. And in 1955, they filed a writ with the Employment, it was called Employment Standards Act, I believe it was called at the time, in 1955, against the union, their own union, and against their employers, because at that time Blacks were not allowed to do anything outside of being a sleeping car porter on the railways. It was difficult for Black men to get jobs in the first place anywhere. But that was a fight that they took on. Diefenbaker and Lester B. Pearson were part of the two prime ministers that were there during that time, and that made a huge change in our labor code, labor laws, our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and things like that. Unions have always fought for better wages, better living conditions, respect from their employers, and we don't always get it, and sometimes we forget to give it to ourselves. Right? So.